Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Matthew, as you know, and today we are going to be doing another Morning Key reaction and breakdown video. We have Marvel Studios' Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania official trailer has dropped. No teaser or anything, just straight up the official trailer. So I couldn't be more excited. If I sound a little weird, I think I have strep throat right now. I've gone about 3 days not seeing anything about this trailer, no spoilers, but the show must go on, so I'm here to react to it through strep throat anyway. Also, in the nicest way possible, you guys are out of your minds. I have, as of now, 3,200 views on the latest Black Panther official reaction and breakdown video I did, so I just wanted to thank you all so much for that. Now, to a lot of you, that may not sound like a lot of views, but to put it in perspective, that's more than my second and third most viewed videos combined, and this channel is very small. As of right now, I have 80 subscribers, so if you're not subscribed, if you want to subscribe, if you like the video, please like the video and hit the sub button if you haven't. I really appreciate it, and thank you all again so much for the support. It's crazy to me. It's crazy, and just thank you all so much. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with the official trailer for Marvel Studios' Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
I used to ask myself a lot of questions. Scott, you're at ex-con. How are you an Avenger? That doesn't make sense. But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man!
People still need help, Dad.
That's why we made this.
It's like a satellite for deep space, but quanta.
Wait a minute. You're sending a signal down to the quantum realm.
Oh no.
Turn it off. Now!
No. He loses his wife twice.
Where are we?
Oh, I love this song. What the hell? Oh my god.
Beneath ours.
What are you so afraid of?
There's something I never told you.
Oh shit.
This place. It isn't what you think. I can get you home.
Oh.
Give you more time. If you help me.
It's King!
So, what's it gonna be? Ant-Man.
Oh shit, man. February 17th. Holy shit, fellas. Oh my god. Oh my god. The first minute of the trailer is like a reintroduction to the character and to the cast again. I think something we saw, I can't remember which one of the Marvel TV shows it was. A lot of people, I've mentioned this before in all of my latest breakdowns, but a lot of people are skipping. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me restart. Of course, millions of people are watching the Marvel TV shows, but there's also tons of people aren't putting their time into it, and they think they won't need to know that for the movies. And I think they are going to run into some trouble understanding the timeline and what's going on without watching the TV shows. And I can't remember which TV show it is, but one of them actually shows us a bunch of movies in the MCU, and one of them is like Ant-Man's podcast. So Scott Lang, officially in the MCU, has a podcast where he talks about the Avengers and stuff, and that's why in the beginning of the trailer he is really famous. He's famous and people are high-fiving him and recognizing him in the streets and all that, is because not only is he an Avenger, but he has a podcast with millions and millions of views. You can kind of think of him as like Joe Rogan. I guess, like one of the biggest podcasts in the world in the MCU. I kind of feel bad for her, but the actress that plays Cassie Lang in Endgame, the aged up version, got replaced by this actress here. I can't help but feeling bad for her because she didn't do anything wrong, I guess, but maybe Marvel wanted a more recognizable actress for the role, because this actress, in my opinion, she's most famous for her role in Supernatural. She's one of the few main minor characters that does not bite the dust in the show. I don't know, man. I do think she'll do a good job, but I can't help but feel bad for that other actress. And Cassie Lang eventually becomes the hero stature. So like we've been seeing throughout Phase 4 of a lot of the Avengers having replacements, whether it be their kids or not. You know, like Ironheart is not Iron Man's kid, obviously, but she is like a replacement hero for that named character. I think Stature will eventually replace Ant-Man, but I really hope that Ant-Man does not die in this movie. But I am not confident that he will live. Also, I love the use of this song, man. The song is in The Boys Season 3, and maybe Marvel couldn't let them get away with that. They took a little bit from The Boys, but this song fits so nice. Look at the Quantum Realm. It's... holy shit, man. It looks awesome.
What are you so afraid of?
Oh, yeah.
There's something I never told you.
There's Kang. Dude, holy shit. When we visit the Quantum Realm in the earlier Ant-Man movies, there were theories that the city way in the background was ruled by Doctor Doom. People, in my opinion, just have a hard-on for Doctor Doom, which I guess I can't blame them. I hope they do him justice in the MCU. But I was never really on board with the Quantum Realm being ruled by Doctor Doom. I think it might even be ruled by this guy right here instead of Kang. Or maybe Kang has been... maybe the MCU universe's Kang has been the ruler of the Quantum Realm this entire time, which would kind of make sense to me, because where it seems like the first two Ant-Man movies, of course they were silly, but technically it might be the whole time exploring the Quantum Realm in Ant-Man 1 and 2, that has also been setting up Kang. Like, Kang has been in Ant-Man 1 and 2, and Ant-Man has been very close to Kang without realizing it. Now, I might get a lot of disagreeals from viewers here, but I actually am not a huge fan of Loki Season 1's story. It has great visuals, some of the best out of all of the Disney TV shows. I have a lot of problems with what the story does, though, to the past storylines and everything in the MCU, but I will leave those to discuss whenever the Loki Season 2 trailer drops. I will say, though, one of the things that the Loki Season 1 finale sets up is He Who Remained, which is a variant of Kang at the end of all time, gets killed by the girl Loki, which releases the whole point of what he was doing, I guess, writing everyone's stories, was keeping a multiverse war from happening by all the Kangs not being able to fight each other like they already did once, which reset the entire multiverse. And now all of the Kangs are loose across the multiverse to do whatever. So I do think what's interesting is this variant of Kang. I'm wondering, is he the MCU's Kang, or is he literally from another universe? Because what I think they could do is Ant-Man 3 is introducing Kang as a character, and Jonathan Majors, who plays Kang, has said that this version of Kang is a more warrior version of Kang. So what I think could happen, Ant-Man could die, or he could live, and Kang could die, and then we realize, like in a post-credit scene or something, that it doesn't matter that Kang is dead, because you can't defeat Kang by killing him, because let's say that there's 1,000 versions of Earth across the multiverse. Let's say there's only 1,000. There's probably millions of versions of everything. But even if there were just 1,000 versions of Earth, that means there's 999 more Kangs left to fuck you up. So the thing is, I think what's going to be really interesting about Avengers Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars is that they can't even beat Kang by killing him like they did with Thanos. So I think this is going to be... a lot of people, a lot of fans have given up on the MCU, but I really do think that this is going to be... I think they're capable. I think they're capable of raising the stakes. Like, you see the thing where you're like, the MCU peaked at Endgame and now it's downhill. I really think what's actually happening is the MCU peaked at Endgame, and it goes a little downhill to reach the next peak. You know, we're building back up. I do think they're going to pull it off. I think it's going to be insane. And I think I'm rolling with that prediction, you guys. I think this Kang is not the main Kang, and that even if Ant-Man wins, he ultimately will not win. And I think he has to live to warn the Avengers. So again, we see him really bloody faced in this trailer. But yeah, I don't know. I want to say he lives, but then again, I don't know. I'll also say, you guys, you know that meme? There's a meme format where it's the two serious dragons and the one silly one on the side. I'm thinking, I don't know how to create memes or anything, but I'm thinking of a meme where it's two silly dragons, it's Ant-Man 1 and 2, and then Ant-Man 3 is the one serious dragon. I do think also, you know, I've said this in a couple of the other breakdowns, I really think the MCU needs to be less afraid of killing characters. And the thing is, I love a lot of these characters. Like, I love Iron Man and Spider-Man, and that's why their deaths are so impactful. And I feel like Loki Season 1 kind of lessens the death of Loki in Infinity War. Because I remember when I went to see that for the first time, I literally wasn't processing that he was dead. I was like, what? Because that's how little the MCU is actually willing to kill its characters. So I think to make this movie even more impactful, they have to have Kang kill some of Scott's family at least. I'm willing to bet that this is Hope's mom and dad's. I think really they could both die. And then again, I think Hope's going to live. I think Stature, their daughter, of course, or Cassie, of course, will live. But Ant-Man, shit, y'all. I know I'm just going back and forth on this, but I just feel like Ant-Man either is going to die because it's Kang, or Ant-Man has to warn the Avengers. He has to live to warn the Avengers, I feel like. But I'm very excited to see Ant-Man really serious. I'll say, a lot of the times when I'm rewatching the MCU, Ant-Man 1 and 2, I don't really rewatch. And they are good movies. I don't know. They're silly, and I know they're not meant to be the biggest stakes movies. So whenever I'm kind of rewatching Marvel movies, they aren't really ones I rewatch. This is definitely already like this. Oh, I was almost toxic as fuck. This trailer, man, is hyping me up more than Ant-Man 1 and 2 as a whole. I'm very excited to see Ant-Man 3. You know, again, guys, I'm not really a fan of the Loki show as a whole. Of course, it has its moments, but I'm really just not that big of a fan of it. Because you're trying to tell me Sylvia, when she kills He Who Remains, releases all of this on the MCU and on everyone. And there's just a whole lot of... I'm trying not to get into it. I have a lot of problems with that show. And I'll get into it whenever the Loki Season 2 trailer drops. But that show sets this up. So really now we also depend on Loki Season 2 even more not to be a fuck up. Because if it is, then the whole Kang arc for phases 4 through 6 is ruined. So Loki Season 2 has to pull it off. I feel like seeing Kang in Ant-Man 3 is going to be great. I do think that he is the MCU's Kang. But what I'm really interested to see is I think Kang as a villain for the entirety of phases 4 through 6 might not even be the MCU's Kang, if that makes sense. Because if this is the MCU's Kang, I think he could get defeated. But I think the whole point is they're going to give us a version of Kang that is defeated. But then the whole point is that's not how you beat Kang. No matter what you do, a version of Kang will be back. So I don't know, y'all. I'm just on repeat here. This could be amazing and also terrible for Scott. Alright, you guys. So what I'm mentioning next is from leaked footage they only showed at one of the Marvel Comic Con things. I don't think it's a big spoiler, but if you don't want to hear it, you might want to skip forward about a minute. I remember hearing this leak, and so basically what happens is one of the first times that Scott Lang encounters Kang in the movie. And again, this movie will be very different from the first two Ant-Man movies because now he's a celebrity. He's famous, and apparently Scott, where he's been really funny in his other MCU outings, and this one is going to be kind of toxic and cocky like Iron Man was during the Iron Man 1 and 2 times. So when he first runs into Kang, he apparently said in the footage, "I don't know who you are, but you've made a big mistake. I'm an Avenger." And Kang coldly replies, "You're an Avenger? Have I killed you before?" Now that is what also has happened. That's why I've said throughout a lot of this video, I'm like, oh shit. Like, I don't know if he's gonna survive Kang. So you guys, if you're wondering about the timeline, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the video where y'all have gotten me 3,200 views because y'all are crazy and I love it, is going to be the final film of Phase 4. Ant-Man 3 is going to be the first film of Phase 5. And we'll be in Phase 5 for at least 2 years. So I'm really excited for this, you guys. I'm also really nervous for Scott, but I also don't think this will be our main version of Kang. I think he'll die, and maybe in a post-credit scene they'll introduce the Kang that will be a threat for the rest of this trilogy of phases 4 through 6. Or I could be dead wrong and this is the one Kang. But the whole point of Kang is that he exists in every universe, and since He Who Remains, which was controlling all the timelines, is dead now, they're all loose. So it would be a huge miss if there wasn't another Kang from another universe that came in. So I really think that this version of Kang will not live. Or maybe he will beat Scott and then get killed by another version of Kang. We will see, you guys. So let me know what y'all think in the comments if you have your own theories or thoughts or want to share anyone else's theories or thoughts you saw. I'm going to try to heal my throat. My throat's been fucked up for a few days now. And if you like the video, make sure to like the video. Hit the sub button if you haven't and you want to stay tuned for more videos. I'll have more MW2 campaign videos out for you guys soon. So make sure to hit the bell. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, bro.
So, what's it gonna be?